The meowny. Ouch. Ow. Ow. Man, I hurt myself. I'm really sorry. Hi. Hi again. Hello. Meowing, meowing, official 4294. Good morning, Eggy Goka. Thank you for calling me queen. Good morning, Say So. Good morning, Kanan. Thank you for loving me lots. Morning, Luxafate. Thank you for calling me Maple. Good morning, Live Type. Good morning, Pizza. Good morning, Sheeple. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, hello, hi. I hurt my toe. I stubbed my toe a little bit. Are you cold where you are? I'm so cold today. So cold. I mean, these days in general have been cold, but also today specifically, I feel like in my house they refuse to turn on the heat or something today. Morning LDTGX, good morning rainy day. Okay, have fun with your Kamiyoshi. Guess. That's not even true, but I'm not going to respond specifically to who I'm responding to because, guys, I learned it. I learned what. Man, I learned what one guide means, and yet I still get one guide. It's so infuriating. There can be like 15 normal chatters and one person who insists on triggering me, and I always single out the triggering comment and I let the normal comments go by. Good morning, Bang Alter. Good morning, the Consultant for 27. 80 degrees, nice. Too hot. Well, that reminds me of my Animal Crossing gameplay, because those of you who saw it this morning, thank you for swinging by. But yeah, we started a new save, and I'm in the southern hemisphere, apparently. In game, anyway. Demanding Unusual Panda 101. I'm glad you guys are cozy while I'm freezing my ass off. Thank you, though. Thank you. Today, I wanted to talk about a lot of things and then nothing at the same time. Manny, the fortunate son, long time no see. How have you been lately? Um, I refuse to watch the video. Type, um, type S in chat if you know which video I'm talking about. Yes, my stream time has changed. Yes, if you don't know the video, do not worry yourself. Don't look it up. Don't, yeah, lots of videos. Okay, I think I'm the most terminally online person. The mountain and Vixative. Oh, I'm okay. How are you? Now, do not look it up. You've been warned. Actually, I wonder if it's getting scrubbed from the internet or not. I think it was televised. I think it's from the news. But let's just move on. Can we move on? I don't know what not to look up. Good, 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 good. That's great. That's great. I'm trying to think of something else to talk about. All the news is so bad and weird. Oh, I mentioned this briefly before, but yes, that dog beater streamer has gotten charged. I don't think she's in jail though, but I think she got charged with animal cruelty. So, I don't know if she'll go to jail or not, but I guess there's a little bit of justice in the world for that puppy. I was worried about the puppy. Um, Now I'm accidentally gonna watch it. There's no way you could watch it by accident. It's yeah. Uh-huh. Good morning, Latuka. Hi. Hi. I don't want to talk about the Epstein files. I don't want to talk about the Epstein files. What else can we talk about? Good to hear your voice. Meow. Um, 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 um. Yeah, I was cold today. I was annoyed today. I did play games a little bit, but then I realized gaming can be such a waste of time. It seems like every game, and not just games, but like all technology, even myself, honestly, I'm included in this. It's like they want to have something addictive in them. They want to keep you coming back and coming back and coming. What about it? New black pages drop? No. There's something about a boy and a tent stake, like a stake for putting up a tent. Anyway, we're not talking about these files. We're not talking about this. We're talking about something else. I just don't know what. My brain is a little bit confused right now. Yeah. I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm gonna get back into some more Python, some more work and learning. But I feel like the quality of my weekend, man, was really terrible because the temperature is too cold and because children are too loud. I did not have peace this weekend, so if I crash out a lot, it could be that or it could be something else, but it could also just be that. Can't worry about life if you are floating. Yeah, I don't do drugs. I associate drugs with bad things, but do whatever you want. Do whatever makes you happy, I guess. Have you had any fun time? I mean, I had fun a little bit today with Animal Crossing, but at some point I could feel the wheels turning and I remembered, oh yeah, I used to play way too much of this years ago. I don't really want to go back to that. Um the other thing about the news that I'm glad you guys aren't watching is I do think that it's rotting my brain and I can't help but wonder if the chaos is not just on purpose. I was trying to say this earlier, but I think we're past the stage of journalists creating headlines to shock you and gain viewers or gain attention. I think we're way past that and we're on to the era of like, or maybe we've been there for a while and I just didn't notice, of like doctored headlines that are, I don't know, it's like steps in advance, like so many steps ahead. I feel like we're being bombarded with so much terrible news, so much terrible, weird, nonsense news that feels like an Onion article, where it's like, is this even real? And I feel like that sensation that I'm feeling is on purpose. I think it's being manufactured. I think they want me and others like me to question reality and then become complacent. Hi, Mahin Masenko, how are you? He was calling out fake news years ago, but I think I think the quality sheeple of the fake news has changed. I think the fake news before was fake because some journalists would write a clickbait title to get you to click on a video or click on an article to get you to, so that they can make money off of advertisements. Now, I think that we're being like mass psyoped where uh especially like economic things. I don't know. This is just me being a little bit tinfoil hat. So feel free to completely tune this out. But I feel like for example, there was like a data breach with I think Match.com, OkCupid, and Panera Bread. And like there's like a bunch of dating sites and then Panera Bread. And I feel like I'm starting to question, was the data breach real? Did the data breach happen when they said it happened? Or is the data breach on purpose, and is this like an ad, like a subtle, like I feel like it's like advertisement. It's like negative advertisement in a way. I feel like streamers are doing this a lot, a lot, a lot. Like drama streamers especially. It's the same thing as that slop content negativity farming where I think sometimes drama, even court cases, it's like it's racking up views and making money. I don't even think the cases are true. But I don't know if I feel like that's just me getting brain rotted. Good morning, Lisa. Okay, thank you for calling me, Mom. Stopped paying attention a few months ago. It's so overwhelming. Feel bad for sticking my head in the sand, not knowing what's happening in the world. LDTGX, I'm jealous of you, though. I want to get there, but I have so many automatic habits, and it's just like when I don't know exactly what to do next with my time, my urge and my instinct is to check Reddit mostly. Honestly, Reddit is the biggest one, but and then even when I log into like YouTube or Odyssey, I try really hard to not even glance at titles and thumbnails, but again, if I log in and interrupt myself or stop myself during a process, sometimes I'll just have it on the screen and then my eyes like automatically glance over and I'm like, oh, what's happening to Linux? Oh, what's happening on this side? What's happening on this side? I got clickbaited into reading an article that was framed as if Microsoft did something bad with Notepad because Notepad has something called sessions. And there's a streamer called Lakari who they claim Microsoft exposed him for watching CSAM or having CSAM links or sharing. I went down this whole rabbit hole, and I don't even think that's really what happened. I don't know Lakari. Apparently, he's some streamer that did like League or something. I don't even know who this dude is. I have no idea. But it wasn't anything particularly, it wasn't like a Microsoft update or something. It was just like a clickbait article, like very, very all the clickbait terms they could fit into one thing. And then I couldn't help but think, like, is a story like this, yes, accidents happen, but is it being framed this way to tie CSAM to Windows because of Bill Gates' ties to Epstein? And then I feel like I'm in the machine. Like I feel like I'm going insane. Good morning, DM me your poems. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, and good night to all the kitty cats in the world. You're watching Love Talk with Mrs. Moonson. This is a daily talk show where a kitten who's smitten and really dumb chats about love, life, and anime, but I don't know, I haven't really talked about those things in a while. Good morning, Bowie, as well. Good morning, Itachi Ryu. Anyway, today is Senpai Notice Me Sunday, which is the day I do my business meeting. I'm in a rush now because I want to end stream super early. To save you time and also because I just don't have that much shit to say. And I kind of have a headache. Not Ikari, but something with an L? Lackery? Actually, I don't know. I don't know how to say his name. I don't even know who the guy is. Sheeple spelled it right on Twitch if you're curious. Anyway. Oh, also, I mean, this is a side note. I don't think he was actually looking at CSAM. I wasn't there. I didn't look at the links. I don't know that anyone else looked at the links, but from what I saw, the way it was written in the article, basically he had a notepad file and it had like words and then a colon and then a link. And the words were something like hot teens or whatever. And then it was like a link. And or one of them was like teen couples. It was like a link. So people are saying that it was linking to CSAM, but there's like a big debate on it because apparently he's a huge degenerate and a gooner. And are like there's two things going on. There's like the very real elites who are engaging in some like, like crazy stuff out there. But then there's also the reality that like every single mainstream corn site has that category as one of the most popular categories. So it's not like, like I feel like I'm in this, yeah, I feel like I'm so deep in this web of like fakeness. Like I don't know what's real anymore. So yeah, a notepad file, not a PDF file. He had a notepad file with like links that it looks like he was saving instead of in his bookmarks. He was saving them in like in a notepad. And other people are saying, so he's like his ex broke up with him because she said that he liked hentai NTR. She said that was like the worst thing. I'm like, is NTR really that bad? But anyway, some people are calling it like lolicon stuff. So then it's just like, gray areas, but then also apparently he's in Texas, so that's definitely illegal there. Anyway, Anyway, this is how you know if you don't know what I'm talking about. Great. That's awesome. You're doing great and you're doing excellently in life. I'm the one who's fucking up because I should not be reading this slop. Um He's insane. Yeah. And the thing is like Gooner's gonna goon, right? But to me there's like a really big difference with breaking the law and just being a degen like in general. And I don't know if it's cuz like is that a cope? It's probably a cope. I'm probably coping cuz I think I'm degenerate as well. But like, so what if you like futa? Like, people are making a big deal, like, oh my god, one of the links said, like, animals and, whatever. And I'm just like, but were they real animals or were they cartoons? Because if it's cartoons, who cares? Right? Like, at least to me, like, at least I don't care. And then there's like, to me, there's also this thing like, people will absolutely crucify him, even if they are hentai, even if it is like cartoons, they will crucify him, and yet there's like evidence and proof that all of the elites in the world, if they haven't actually done these like crazy scandalous things, they've at least been like having emails and like linked like accusations. Like I feel like, okay, let me like calm down a little bit, but hmm. uh, there's just black pages. Oh, you're right, Agikoka. I forgot. It was all redacted. My bad. Um, can somebody time out Gaga Go 303 on Twitch for me, please? Anyway, I'm trying to think of what I'm thinking. I'm gonna put my thoughts into words. Um, yeah, I used to think that if you were accused of cheating on your wife and there was no proof, that was like pretty bad. But then like how many steps do you have to go? How many steps do you have to go before it's like you're accused of like killing and disappearing people? Like I feel like there's such a gulf, right? Of all the sins you can commit, like or whatever. Like you could be accused of, oh, maybe he's addicted to drugs, or maybe she sold feet pics on the internet. And then there's like murder. Like there's like a whole VPNs are on the chopping block in the US. Hmm. Anyway. There's a few steps between that, I think. Sold feet pics, life. I don't know. I don't know what to read. Anyway, no anime today. Um I won't go over the numbers in any detail other than to say that numbers go up. All the numbers went up by at least one, and I think the biggest growth was definitely on that Miss Moon channel on YouTube, where we gained like 300 subscribers in the past 2 weeks. The question I had for you today is, do you feel like you're living as nature intended? Do you feel like you're living as nature required or is intended? And what got me thinking about this is reading a lot of Marcus Aurelius, but also dealing with the world as it is today. I started to think about what it means for there to be a social contract. What it means for there to be something such as a nature, right? And I was trying to dig deeper into this. Like, what was he trying to say? What were the Stoics trying to say? And some suggestions I've read are something like this idea that humans need each other, and to act naturally is to like be virtuous, to respect one another, to not like take advantage of, or for there not to be injustice. And at the same time though, even in the time of the Stoics, when they were talking like this, there were a lot of things like that were there was like a lot of inequality, like with slavery and hierarchies and things like that, and corruption or whatever. So I'm trying to figure out, like, at what point do you believe that there really is a nature, and what does that even mean? Not even close. Wild with no clothes, maybe. Messed up somewhere, don't know. Didn't know there's a meta to living. That's a good point, Consultant 427. Maybe there isn't? And I guess that's what I'm questioning. Is there one? I don't know. Marcus Aurelius persecuted Christians. I see. I didn't know that about him. Didn't learn enough. Live type, do you know where the VPNs are on the chopping block? Is it like at the federal level, or is it just certain states? And then, so like all of this to say that I know I'm worrying too much. I know that I'm being terminally online, but I also feel like I'm being gaslit. I'm being told that I think I'm being I'm getting this message that this is just the way things are, little cat. Get over it, little cat. Things are just bad and they're just going to keep being bad, or not even calling it bad, just like this is just reality, right? So, I feel like I'm being told to shut up and accept mass surveillance, shut up and accept complete lack of privacy, shut up and accept uh companies, politicians, the money havers, whatever, all colluding to make themselves, extremely wealthy on the backs of taxpayers, even if it like makes the planet worse in a lot of ways, right? And that's kind of vague, but what I mean, like, they are allowed to do whatever they want, be as destructive as they want, break any laws because the laws don't apply to them the way they do to you and I, but we're all supposed to accept being treated like criminals before we've even done anything wrong. We're supposed to accept having no privacy, having no rights. I feel like there's so much noise and so much stress that it's like it's hard for people to engage with common sense in a way. Um, yeah, we're really accelerating something, and I don't know. VPN out the state where VPNs are illegal, they can't get you. It's only a matter of time. Washington also trying to push through client side scanning, but it's being blocked. And like, so yeah, that dichotomy of like, what I guess what I'm really trying to say fundamentally is that I feel like I'm supposed to give up all of my freedom, all of my privacy, and be under scrutiny on the chance that I might commit a crime. And yet, people who are in high places, who are very protected, can be accused of all kinds of crazy crimes with tons of like, witnesses and paperwork and emails and like all these things tracked, all these money moving hands, all this stuff can happen, and they're just allowed to do it. And it's just really weird. Like, why are the average citizens the ones who are made to feel like we're doing something wrong and that we're the criminals and that we should give up everything for safety? But it's like, I think it's because in the past it worked. In the past, and even now, right? To a large extent, human beings can be impressionable. We can be persuaded into acting in ways that are irrational or at least not beneficial to ourselves. For example, me playing the egg game. I'm addicted to this stupid gacha game that's wasting minutes of my life every single day. Yes, it makes me a tiny bit happy and giddy or whatever every time I get something new, shiny. But overall, I can admit that, like, these are hours and minutes I could be spending with a loved one or doing just a lot of other things that would be of greater benefit to me. Um, and I think in the past, like, I wouldn't even have noticed that. Like, I would be under the spell of persuasion and marketing without having an awareness of persuasion and marketing. And now, like, a lot of us know about the power of this persuasion and influence. And now they're just trying to force it down our throats. I know I'm being very bad. I'm being a bad kitty today, but I'm thinking of like Microsoft telling you that you want Copilot. You want Windows 11 and you want Copilot and you don't want to turn it off. And you know what? We're going to update your system, and even though you turned it off, we're turning it back on again. You're welcome. And it's like, I don't know. Anyway. Better to do something imperfectly than to do nothing perfectly. This is the quote of the day, brought to you by a fortune cookie. I almost didn't stream on YouTube today, and then I read this from my cookie, and I was like, shit. I gotta do an imperfect stream instead of not streaming at all. And here we are. Mass surveillance has always been the end goal. If they can read your thoughts, even better. I think you're missing one more sentence. If they can read your thoughts, if they can change your thoughts, if they can control your thoughts, even better. I think that's where it goes. And I think that already happens. Also, unironically, me like having a meltdown over all of this on stream, I think that's part of the program. I think that's part of the programming. I think I'm being controlled. The fact that I'm choosing to see and notice and feel and react is a measure of control. And I think the best choice for me to do is to just get off of Reddit and stop reading this garbage, because I'm not going to be able to change the world or, get back at the elites. I have no interest in being a martyr. I just want to move out of my parents' house. Yeah. Government realized people didn't give a shit after Snowden blew the whistle. Nothing happened. They dropped all subtly after that. I wish I could screenshot that, Lechuga, because I feel like that's so much more eloquent than anything I just said. But that's exactly what I mean. That's what I mean. I feel like they've realized so much that no matter what they do, no one is actually going to do anything, or no one really can, because they're just so powerful. The president of the United States shit himself on public television, right? With people in the room, with like all kinds of important people in the room. And everyone just has to pretend it didn't happen. I refuse to watch the video because I'm not that curious. And I'm sorry for like sharing that information with people who didn't want to know that happened. But I just feel like it's more than a circus. Also, they're saying some stuff about how and why. how and why his you know, how and why his incontinence came to be, and that might be related to those redacted documents. And it's not really funny, it's not entertaining, it's really weird and creepy, and it's uncomfortable. Man, I want to get off this planet. I love you. Have a good day. I'll be back tomorrow with Moe Manga Menhera Monday. Hope you guys have an excellent rest of your week and an excellent rest of your life. If I never hear from you again, thank you, Tentacola. Thank you, Soggy Noggin. Goodbye.